What if your breakfast is quietly draining your energy instead of creating it? Millions of people start the day with foods that cause a quick burst of energy followed by a crash just a few hours later. They blame stress, age, or a busy schedule. But scientists now understand that stable energy depends on something deeper: how your cells produce fuel, how your blood sugar responds to food, and whether your body gets the nutrients it needs first thing in the morning. That's why today's video may surprise you. We're going to explore 7 breakfast combinations that combine ancient food wisdom with modern nutritional science. These aren't expensive superfoods or complicated recipes. They're simple combinations that may help support steady energy, sharper focus, better metabolism, and fewer afternoon crashes. And make sure you stay until the end, because the #1 breakfast contains an ingredient most people walk past in the grocery store without realizing how powerful it can be. And one of the combinations in the middle of this list was used for generations by people who worked long hours with remarkable endurance. If you're interested in simple, science-backed ways to feel stronger, more energized, and healthier as you age, consider subscribing. Now let's begin with a breakfast most people completely underestimate. #1 on our list is what I call the morning stabilizer: Greek yogurt, berries, and chia seeds. At first glance, it may seem too simple to deserve a place on a list about energy. Many people are searching for exotic supplements, energy drinks, or stronger coffee. Yet one of the most common reasons for morning fatigue is a breakfast that causes blood sugar to rise quickly and then crash just as fast. This combination works differently. Traditional fermented dairy foods have been valued in many cultures for centuries, long before anyone understood protein, probiotics, or metabolism. Today, research helps explain why. Greek yogurt provides high-quality protein that slows digestion and helps create a more steady release of energy. Berries contribute fiber and plant compounds called polyphenols, while chia seeds add additional fiber, minerals, and healthy fats. Together, they create a breakfast that helps avoid the roller coaster many people experience after sugary cereals, pastries, or sweet coffee drinks. The practical side is incredibly simple. Add a handful of blueberries, strawberries, or mixed berries to a bowl of plain Greek yogurt. Sprinkle 1 tablespoon of chia seeds on top and let them soften for a few minutes. That's it. Many people notice that when they start the day with more protein and fiber, they feel satisfied longer and experience fewer cravings before lunch. Because real energy isn't about creating a spike, it's about creating stability. And the next breakfast takes that idea even further with a combination that fueled farmers and laborers long before modern energy drinks ever existed. #2 is the ancient farmer's breakfast: oats, walnuts, and cinnamon. For generations, hard-working people across Europe, Asia, and parts of the Middle East relied on simple grain-based breakfasts before spending long days in the fields. They didn't have protein bars or energy shots, yet somehow they managed to work for hours with remarkable endurance. The secret wasn't more calories, it was slower, steadier fuel. Many people underestimate oats because they're so familiar. But oats contain unique soluble fibers called beta-glucans, which help slow digestion and support a more gradual release of glucose into the bloodstream. Instead of giving your body a quick surge of energy followed by a crash, they help create a smoother energy curve. Then come the walnuts. These nutrient-dense nuts provide healthy fats, minerals, and plant compounds that support both the brain and the body's energy systems. Cinnamon adds more than flavor. Researchers have studied its potential role in supporting healthy blood sugar regulation, making it a natural partner for carbohydrate-rich foods. The beauty of this breakfast is its simplicity. Prepare a bowl of oatmeal, add a small handful of crushed walnuts, and finish with a generous sprinkle of cinnamon. Some people even prepare it the night before for an effortless morning meal. What makes this combination powerful is that it works with your biology instead of fighting it. Rather than forcing energy into your system, It helps your body release energy at a pace it can actually sustain. Because lasting energy isn't created by stimulation, it's created by stability. And if you think that's impressive, the next breakfast shifts the focus from stable energy to something even more valuable: mental clarity and brain power. Number 3 is the brain focus plate: eggs, avocado, and sourdough bread. When most people think about breakfast energy, they think about their body. But what if the fatigue you're feeling isn't physical at all? What if it's happening inside your brain? Many people experience mental exhaustion long before they experience physical tiredness. They feel foggy, distracted, and unable to focus even after a full night's sleep. And surprisingly, the foods they eat in the morning can play a major role. Eggs have been prized across cultures for centuries as one of nature's most complete foods. Modern science has revealed one reason why: they're rich in choline, a nutrient the brain uses to produce acetylcholine, a neurotransmitter involved in memory, learning, and concentration. Then there's avocado. While many people avoid fats when trying to feel energetic, healthy fats can actually help provide longer-lasting fuel. Avocados contain monounsaturated fats, fiber, potassium, and other nutrients that support stable energy and cardiovascular health. Sourdough bread adds another advantage. Traditional fermentation partially breaks down some compounds in the grain, creating a bread that many people find easier to digest than highly processed alternatives. Combined with protein and healthy fats, it creates a balanced breakfast that can help reduce the mid-morning slump. A practical version is simple: 2 eggs cooked your favorite way, half an avocado, and 1 or 2 slices of quality sourdough bread. This breakfast doesn't just feed your stomach, it feeds your ability to think, create, solve problems, and stay present. Because sometimes the energy you're missing isn't in your muscles, it's in your mind. And the next combination goes even deeper, supporting the tiny power plants inside your cells that generate energy in the first place. Number 4 is the cellular energy bowl: kefir, banana, and pumpkin seeds. Most people think energy begins with calories, but scientists know the story is far more interesting than that. Energy is ultimately produced inside tiny structures within your cells called mitochondria. Think of them as microscopic power plants working every second to keep you moving, thinking, and functioning. And when those power plants aren't getting the nutrients they need, fatigue can follow. This is where this breakfast combination becomes surprisingly powerful. Kefir is one of the oldest fermented foods in the world, traditionally consumed for centuries in the Caucasus Mountains, a region often associated with exceptional longevity. Modern research has explored how fermented foods may support gut health, and the gut itself plays a surprisingly important role in energy, mood, and overall well-being. Bananas provide easily accessible carbohydrates along with potassium and vitamin B6, nutrients involved in energy metabolism. But the hidden star of this combination may be pumpkin seeds. These small seeds are packed with magnesium, a mineral required for hundreds of biochemical reactions in the body, including those involved in energy production. Many adults consume less magnesium than recommended, and low levels have been associated with symptoms such as fatigue and low energy. Making this breakfast couldn't be easier. Pour kefir into a bowl, slice a banana on top, and add a generous handful of pumpkin seeds. In less than 2 minutes, you have a meal that combines protein, beneficial microbes, minerals, and steady fuel. What's remarkable is that none of these ingredients are extreme. They simply provide your cells with tools they were designed to use. Because true energy doesn't come from forcing your body to work harder, it comes from helping your cells work better. And the next breakfast takes us into a nutrient that many people unknowingly skip every morning, a nutrient that becomes even more important as we age. Number 5 is the muscle and metabolism igniter: cottage cheese, apple, and almond butter. Here's something many people never hear. One of the hidden causes of low energy may have nothing to do with caffeine, sleep, or even age. It may have something to do with muscle. Starting around midlife, adults naturally begin losing muscle mass if they don't consume enough protein and stay physically active. And because muscle tissue plays a major role in metabolism, strength, and blood sugar regulation, that gradual loss can affect how energetic you feel throughout the day. That's why this breakfast deserves far more attention than it gets. Cottage cheese is packed with high-quality protein, including amino acids that help support muscle maintenance and recovery. One of these amino acids, leucine, has been widely studied for its role in stimulating muscle protein synthesis. In simple terms, it helps send a signal that tells your body to maintain and rebuild important tissues. The apple brings natural sweetness, fiber, and plant compounds that help slow the absorption of sugars. Meanwhile, almond butter contributes healthy fats, vitamin E, magnesium, and additional staying power. Together, these three foods create a breakfast that can help keep hunger under control while providing a more stable source of fuel for both the body and the brain. The preparation is effortless. Add a serving of cottage cheese to a bowl, slice an apple over the top, and finish with a spoonful of almond butter. The combination of creamy sweet and nutty flavors makes it feel far more indulgent than it actually is. What makes this breakfast special is that it doesn't just help you get through the morning. It helps support the physical foundation that energy depends on. Because when you protect your muscles, you're protecting one of the engines that powers your entire body. And now we're entering the top two. The next breakfast has roots in traditional diets and delivers a level of sustained energy that most modern breakfasts simply can't match. Number 6 is the longevity breakfast: sweet potato, tahini, and hemp seeds. If you've ever eaten breakfast and felt hungry again an hour later, this combination may completely change the way you think about morning energy. For thousands of years, traditional cultures around the world relied on root vegetables as dependable sources of nourishment. Long before processed cereals and sugary breakfast foods appeared, people often started the day with foods that released energy slowly and steadily. Sweet potatoes are a perfect example. Despite their natural sweetness, sweet potatoes contain fiber, vitamins, minerals, and complex carbohydrates that are digested more gradually than many refined breakfast foods. Instead of creating a dramatic spike in blood sugar, they tend to provide a more sustained source of fuel. Tahini, made from ground sesame seeds, has been a staple in Middle Eastern and Mediterranean cuisines for centuries. It's rich in healthy fats, minerals, and plant compounds that help transform a simple carbohydrate into a much more balanced meal. Then come the hemp seeds. These tiny nutritional powerhouses contain protein, healthy fats, magnesium, iron, and other nutrients involved in energy production. Together, the three ingredients create an impressive combination of slow-burning carbohydrates, quality fats, and plant protein. A simple version is easy to prepare. Roast or steam a sweet potato, slice it open, add a spoonful of tahini, and sprinkle hemp seeds on top. The result is surprisingly satisfying and remarkably energizing. What makes this breakfast so powerful is its ability to provide fuel that lasts. It doesn't rely on stimulation, it relies on nourishment. Because real energy isn't about feeling wired for an hour, it's about feeling capable for the entire day. And now we've reached the number one breakfast, the combination that brings together some of the most powerful nutrients for energy, brain function, and healthy aging in a single meal. Number 7 is the energy formula most people never try: salmon, eggs, and microgreens. This breakfast may sound unusual to some people. After all, many of us were taught that breakfast should be sweet, light, or built around processed grains. But in many coastal cultures throughout history, fish was a perfectly normal way to start the day. And when you look at the science, it starts to make a lot of sense. Salmon is one of the richest dietary sources of omega-3 fatty acids, nutrients that researchers have linked to brain health, healthy inflammation levels, and overall cellular function. It also provides high-quality protein and important B vitamins that help convert food into usable energy. Then there are the eggs. As we've already seen, eggs contain protein and choline, both essential for supporting mental performance and sustained energy. Together, salmon and eggs deliver an impressive package of nutrients that support both body and brain. But the ingredient most people overlook is microgreens. These young vegetable shoots may be small, but studies have found that many contain remarkably concentrated levels of vitamins, minerals, and protective plant compounds compared to their mature counterparts. They're one of the easiest ways to add nutritional density to a meal without adding complexity. A simple plate of smoked or cooked salmon, 2 eggs, and a handful of microgreens can provide protein, healthy fats, micronutrients, and long-lasting satiety in a way that many traditional breakfasts simply cannot. What makes this combination the most powerful on our list isn't a single ingredient, it's the synergy between them. Each component fills a different nutritional gap, creating a breakfast that supports energy production from multiple angles at once. And that's the real secret. The people who seem to have steady energy throughout the day aren't necessarily consuming more calories or drinking more coffee. They're giving their bodies better raw materials. Because energy is not something you force, it's something you build. When you look back at these 7 breakfasts, a clear pattern emerges. None of them rely on sugar spikes, energy drinks, or miracle supplements. Instead, they combine protein, fiber, healthy fats, minerals, and nutrient-dense foods that help your body produce energy the way it was designed to. Maybe your body isn't asking for another cup of coffee. Maybe it's asking for a better breakfast. If you enjoyed this video, let us know in the comments. Which of these 7 breakfast combinations would you try first? And do you have a favorite energy-boosting breakfast that wasn't on the list? Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and join us for more science-backed discoveries that can help you stay stronger, sharper, and healthier for years to come.